but it seemed to me more like a teenage mock debate, rather than an actual debate, or making faces. And no, that's not a joke. These are the two people who are going to be the leaders of the world. Watching the debate was one of the most spectacular spectacles of a farce that you think it's now gone. One of the lingering problems of democracy is that at the end of the day, it boils down to that. Of course, you get the CNN polls, and then the ABC poll, which says that actually it was a bit more equal, 47 to 44. Something that breeds disillusion in the democratic process is that the fate of a nation of over 300 million people, the fate of the strongest nation in the world, is settled by a debate. Now, let's talk about the debate itself. On many levels, it was really bad. Roles were switched. You see the Democrats now are more aggressive, Kamala, and the more reserved Trump. It's like they switched faces. It's like they switched roles. Now, the US is strong. The US is the most successful country, but that is not the reason why. I am making videos on what makes the US actually strong. For some of the reasons, the homogeneity between the leadership and the people. Now, on both sides, they're both liberals. I know the political discussion has muddied the waters a bit, so liberal means a particular thing, but you're both academically liberal anyways. So there's this homogeneity. The people are represented by their leaders. So that's one aspect of strength. Maybe the other aspect is the sort of autonomy of the particular institutions, like the military and the multinational corporations. Also, basically, US controls the money of the world in a way. So maybe that's the reason why the US is actually great. But I don't know how the swinging votes are settled by this scenery. People who are still yet undecided are going to vote based upon this scenery. I don't know how it is in the US. I'm an outside observer, but it seemed to me more like a teenage mock debate, rather than an actual debate. Nothing has been discussed about their actual policies. It was all about the past, and it's all about attacking the other person or making faces. And no, that's not a joke. These are the two people who are going to be the leaders of the world. This debate, Kamala has won anyways. Generally, she had more to gain and less to lose. Just holding her ground would be a great win for her, and that did happen. Now, you are unsettled, and you have been barraged, I guess, by how many polls are in favor of Harris and how Harris won over Trump, the guy that just doesn't lose in the talking contest. But you realize that it doesn't actually affect the policies. Now you start seeing the same channels who are supporting the Harris winning story are saying, hey, maybe it's not going to move the needle that much. 2 days earlier, there was like a flood of how Harris just going to win over Trump. It doesn't matter. And by the way, I don't critique their strategy. Campaign leaders are saying, okay, now let's focus on specific issues with specific states, the swinging states. So each party is going to focus on what's important in the last 60 days here. But that's the funny thing about democracy. Countries seem to be strong whether they have democracy, debates, or not. Quite an interesting question, isn't it?